graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
You're ready to move out.
The bat signal is not a beeper.
Well, I wish I could say that my interest in you is purely professional.
You're trying to get under my cape, Doctor?
A girl can't live by psychoses alone.
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
I want a car. Chicks dig the car.
Oh my. Hello, my fellow Earthlings. This is Hikaru Sulu. You may remember me as the helmsman for the Starship Enterprise. You know, I don't usually listen to podcasts, but when I do, it's two strangers, one podcast. Chris and Paul make me feel like I have a tribble in my pants. Set phases to sexy. Suck it, Shatner.
Well, hello, and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And real life happens, people, but we're back with more fucking nerdiness for you. Where to begin? It's just a ridiculous amount of... Oh, did you...
Yeah, I was just going to say real briefly, thanks for all the support. You know, I've been kind of down in the dumps. That's why we haven't really recorded. So thanks for all the support. You know, like I said on the Tsunami Faithful podcast, I'm coming back to who I really am. I'm trying to not be a sappy little bitch. So... you know, so basically, you know, I think a lot of you want to know what's going on between me and my, I don't know what she is, to be honest with you at this point, but right now I'd like to keep that personal. No offense to anybody, but I don't even know what's going on with it, so I can't really tell you if I don't know, so... You know, right now I'm just taking life as it is, you know, trying to enjoy. I got MomoCon next weekend, so I'm just trying to get my life back together, get myself in a good mood, and just vibe from there. But, you know, it's kind of funny because I'm trying to get healthier and start working out, and then fucking Chris decides to fucking copy me, piece of shit.
Yeah, HomoCon. You're on HomoCon. Oh, no, or am I going to HomoCon?
Shut the fuck
no.
up.
Well, yeah, no, I'm kind of copying you because, yay, my tax return came in. So, you know, I'm taking care of a whole bunch of shit that I needed to take care of. As a matter of fact, right before this podcast, I was at the DMV getting some shit organized, fines and other stuff like that. I have some parking tickets I got to take care of. But I finally, like, buckled down, and I was like, hey, you know, I bought a bike. A mountain bike. Now, mind you, I have a mountain bike up here in Rochester, but it's at the house of my baby mama, and her and I were kind of in communication for a little bit. Of course, that all went to way of shit. Now, mind you, I just wanted my bike back, you know, but of course, you know, things, it's doomed. It's destined never to be. So, I mean, you know.
Dude, you know how women are. They need to hold on to some piece of you so that they can remember the good times. You know what I mean, man?
Yeah, but
I mean, in your situation, like, your girl, like, is just, you know, let's face it. I mean, she doesn't have a boyfriend right now, so she probably wants you back.
Yeah, and so
let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah, but you know, I'm gonna not go into the details with that. But I mean, of course,
that's fine.
Things just obviously just weren't meant to be. And you know, I mean, we have a beautiful little girl together, so you know, just let that be. Now, as a matter of fact, as of today, hopefully, knock on wood, because I haven't gotten full word about it, but you know, all the situations about like me not having custody of my daughter, that all the charges against me from getting into the fight I got into last year, everything's being dropped and everything's being, you know, forgotten. So, you know, my next step is, and one of the things that if I didn't have time with my daughter this morning, was actually going to file for custody, which I guess if things happen today is probably not the best day, but I guarantee you Monday morning, like first thing in the morning, my ass is going to family court to fucking file for custody.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Yeah. And, you know, and I bought a bike. I went to Walmart, you know, like I said, my tax return came in, so I'm taking care of a couple bills. And, you know, now mind you, I've actually went like to some local places around here, like, known like, thrift shops and pawn shops and stuff like that, just trying to get my, you know, and like some places just straight up didn't have bikes. Places that usually have bikes, like Volunteers of America. There's a thing here in Rochester called Addicts to Auctions or whatever. I mean, good people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking bad about them, but you know, no bikes to be found. Then I went to a pawn shop and this guy like, oh, here's this $400 bike and I'll sell it to you for $170. Like, I can get a brand new fucking bike for $170. So I got my hands on a Schwinn. I'm a Schwinn man. I've always been a Schwinn man. So hopefully,
So you like Schwinn, right?
I love Schwinn. I'm very predictable, and I'm very like, when I find a brand that I like, I'm very loyal. So, I had to get a Schwinn. Of course, the bike that I have up here that's in the basement of my baby mama's house is also a Schwinn. But, but like I said, I got my hands, it's a Sidewinder. That's the name of it. 26 inches, and so hopefully with the weather, I mean, as of like right now, of course on my fucking day off, it's going to be gray and cold and rainy. But it was beautiful earlier this week. So I'm hoping more weather like that comes up so I can get my fat ass on a bike and at least, lose a couple of pounds, because I'm going on these dating sites, man. And basically, and I hate to sound like, the only girls that are responding to my requests or whatever are like big girls. And of course, big girls need love too. But,
That gets a little annoying after a while, because I remember there was this one girl, like I never talked to her, dude. Never talked to this girl at all. And she said to me, she said, what'd she say to me? I don't remember what the exact words were, but it went along the lines of, I think we're soulmates, and I think that we should be together. First of all, you're not good looking. Second of all, no, I didn't even talk to you. Like, if you were hot, I might just be like, okay. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but if the girl was hot, I would have been like, yeah, come on. Okay, I'll indulge. Let's see where this is going. But no.
Yeah. So yeah, just trying to step my game up. You know what I'm saying? And just just getting things in order. I'm in a good mood. For everything. For all the shit that's going on. I'm pretty much in a good mood.
Yeah, same here, man. Like I'm trying to I'm trying to look on the positives of things. I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to exercise now. I just exercised before we did the podcast. I took a walk around the neighborhood and came back. It was about a couple miles. So that's oh damn, I'm fucking out of shape, dude, because I'm fucking sore. But getting into our first topic, like, I don't know about if anybody has. I think Planet Fitness is nationwide, but look, Planet Fitness, do me a favor. When you say fucking $10 a month, make it $10 a month, no commitment. Period. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say. Like, I understand that you guys have to make money, but to sit there and say $10 no commitment and walk in there and it's not only $10, but it's $10 more for this. And then you have to commit for a year. And then in October, you have to pay like $20 on top of the $10 that you're paying per month. And it's like, okay. And then it gets even worse, dude. Like, it gets even worse. Like, they want your fucking bank account information. Like, no. I'm good. I think I'll walk around my neighborhood and lift weights at my house. Thank you.
It is very much a scam, because these fucking people, because now I've never, I mean, obviously, yes, I'm a fat fuck. I've never signed up for a gym, but mainly it's because, yeah.
I didn't want to say anything.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Look.
No, but it's like that. All I do is hear fucking horror stories about gyms. Like, I always hear, and it's always like they give you some bullshit introductory rate. It's always like, it's very like, it's bait and switch. You come in and like, and of course, they always get their big, everyone, when the new year comes, everybody wants to join. Everyone has that New Year's resolution. Like, oh, I'm going to lose some weight this year. And then they go to the gym and the fucking gym, all these people come in January 2nd, wanting to, change their lives around. They get fucked out of like $200, $300, $400, $500. And then of course they never really show up. Like, my thing, okay, especially if you're losing weight, it's one thing if you want to lift weights or cross train or whatever the deal, because like, not everyone can have a weightlifting set in their house. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not many people have room for the solo flex or whatever, free weights or whatever the case may be. Right. But if you're looking to just, do some cardio. Now, of course, it's a little different because up here in Rochester, like, let's just say you were totally committed, okay, to losing weight and doing cardio and riding a bike or whatever. Okay, yes, this winter sucked balls. I mean, shit.
It did.
It's just 30 degrees, 2 weeks ago, whatever the case may be, and we're damn near halfway through May. So, okay, fine. If you want to be like a fucking hamster on a wheel you can go to a place like Planet Fitness or whatever and be on the hamster wheel because you really can't be outside because it's fucking cold. But, just get off your fat ass and fucking go exercise. And I know that's saying, it's weird coming from a fat fuck like me, but, I've lost weight in the past. You know what I'm saying? At my heaviest, I was 360. I went all the way down to 180. And yes, of course, I had the gastric bypass surgery, but just because you have the surgery doesn't help you lose weight. That just helps you eat less so you can exercise and lose weight. And years ago, I'm talking about like 1997, I lost 90 pounds over the summer by riding a bike. It's the simplest fucking thing. And not to mention that, now I have a bike. If my car ever breaks down and I need to fucking get to work or whatever the case, there's a necessity for a bike. You can use a bike. If the fucking zombie apocalypse happens and we run out of gas and the Middle East blows the fuck up, and gas is no longer an option here in the United States, at least you have a bike. I mean, there's something about human powered fucking transportation that we take for granted. Why pay all this money to be a fucking hamster in a gym? And then people are like, oh, well, I paid $200, so that's going to motivate me to keep going. No, you're going to pay $200 and then you're going to say, you know what? Fuck it, I already paid this.
Well, see, that's the thing.
That money's gone.
I mean, what's really weird is like there's like 2 other packages, and the other 2 packages are no commitment, but they're more money. Mm-hmm. So, I understand I understand that you guys got to make money, but for me, I don't want somebody to have my bank account information. I'm sorry, but I know this is the 21st century, but fuck that. Fuck that. You do not need to have my bank account number. And by the way, I don't want no fucking extra charges on my account either. I don't want that fucking chance,
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, in this day and age of they do auto pay. You can make it your cell phone. You can have your cell phone automatically charged, the 20th of every month when you expect money. You can have your gas bill, automatically charged. You can have, every place that takes your money now offers the service of auto pay. And don't get me wrong, I pray and I long for the day that there is auto pay, that I could actually afford auto pay, because the only reason I don't do auto pay is because shit, I may not have the money. You know what I'm saying? Because not only am I not paying, now I owe the bank fucking $35. So I mean, for the people who can afford to have auto pay and stuff like that, God bless you guys. And I appreciate it, but it's just, I, like you said, I don't want you to have my information. Why is that shouldn't be your only option? You know what I'm saying? Like they're fucking you. They're trying to holding you to some sort of weird fucked up contract because they know they're going to lose money, and they know they're going to lose money the other way.
And what sucks now is RAC, Rochester Athletic Club. Some of them got bought by LA Fitness, and instead of keeping them open for people so that they can go there and not be at these huge buildings that are probably going to be filled with people, now they're going to be they're closing them. Like the end of May here, early June, they're going to be closed. So the one in Grease Ridge Mall, the one in Henrietta is gone. They're going to be gone by the end of the month or early June. So, and for me, it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to go to LA Fitness. There's going to be like 50,000 people there now. And really, there's nothing in Henrietta anymore as far as fitness. Like in Greece, there's a Rochester Athletic Club, but it's just for women now. So it kind of sucks, because now it's just like, well, I might as well just run around my fucking neighborhood instead of fucking paying all this money. Free is free, man. And if it's working to get me in shape, I don't give a shit.
Get a bike.
I'm just gonna, I'm looking to get down to 200 pounds, man. I'm looking to, look really good.
You can hang out with me and I'll make you look even. I'm looking to get down to 200 pounds. Here's a 300 pound fuck. I make you look slim by comparison.
Dude, like I'm gonna make everybody fucking jealous of how good I look, man. Because I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. Like my dad has. You gotta understand something. My dad has type 2 diabetes. He has leukemia. It's in the early stage to where, it's just dormant right now. Mm-hmm. But still, there is that chance of cancer. And, I just want to be healthier. You know what I mean? Like one thing, I hate to use Kelsey in this conversation, but one thing that she was saying was like she wanted to start working out and everything, and she did. She started to do a little bit while this whole situation was going on with her kid, and to me it was like, okay, maybe I should start doing this, and I was, and I just felt like, what, maybe it's time just to do it and get it moving, because what, I'm gonna look good, I'm gonna feel good about myself, and what, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and for some reason, it just popped in my head. A good buddy of mine. It's so funny that like a lot of people that I grew up with kind of have some sort of like internet presence. Like I have friends that are in bands, and I have friends that have YouTube channels, and I mean, and these are people that I grew up with, before we knew what the fuck the internet was. A buddy of mine, his name, he has a YouTube channel called Big Ray's Wrestling Show, and he's a big guy like me, but except he's also tall. He's like 6'1", and he's a big guy, and you don't really see too many overweight tall people. When old overweight tall people. So he's trying to get his life in order, and he's doing the DDP yoga. You know, the wrestler DDP.
Yeah.
And I'm actually subscribed to that channel. The DDP has his own like yoga channel, and there's like one really inspiring video where you see like a guy that's like literally on crutches. Like he was so fucked up that like he had to walk with the two long crutches like for his arms. You know, the ones that kind of like lock around your forearms, and you hold onto the handles, and then like that's like in the before part of the video, and then in the after part of the video you see this guy fucking running, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, maybe there's something to it, you know. I mean, I guess if anybody's gonna do it, some like my boy Big Ray, and let me tell you, as a fat fuck, I've done yoga before, and that shit does get your blood pumping, and that's all you really need is to get your blood pumping. I mean, that's and of course lower your calorie intake, try have more, burn more than what you're taking in, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
which is fucking common sense,
Well, I mean, some of the things that people can learn is, and we'll be brief about this because we need to get into the next topic. But
back to the nerdy shit.
Yeah, back to the nerdy shit. But the one thing that I would suggest to people is when you work out, don't consume anything like food wise, and for like 4 hours after you work out. So like for example, I got done around 3-ish, so I won't eat until like when I go on break at like 8:30, because that way that stuff that I burnt off stays off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm excited. I'm excited to get myself in better shape and just be a better person for myself, be a better person for my son. Set a good example.
I'm excited to fuck a better class of woman. Let's be real here. Fuck health. Who gives a fuck health? I want to fuck thin, attractive girls. And and I say, mind you, when I say thin and attractive, they're not mutually exclusive. There are attractive big girls. No, but
hey, I can tell you right now, like if a girl came along, man, that said to me, "Hey, Paul, that was really hot," and said to me, "Hey, Paul, let's go in the bedroom," I might not say no to that.
Yeah, and
I'm not
rich yet.
I'm not rich yet either. I'm just a piece of shit that lives with my parents. But I still work my ass off. I still, I have a house that's basically, when they're gone, basically I'm alone. I have this house is mine. Yeah. So, you know what? Why do I need to get an apartment when there's this house that's vacant for like 3 to 4 weeks out of a month, Yeah. Might as well just take advantage of it and plus my parents need help, My parents are, they're getting up there and they need help with stuff. So it's better just for me to be here and make sure everything's going good, Yeah. So I'm just trying to make myself better. And by the way, the one thing that I hate is when girls sit there and they go, "Oh, well, you should have your own place." I was like, I want to be like, bitch, do you see how much fucking money these goddamn apartments cost? I mean, 1-bedroom apartments that are decent, listen to what I said, decent, are going for $700-800 now.
Yeah.
$7-800 now. Back in the day, man, in the 90s, they were going for $500, dude. Like, it is not cheap.
Just to make your racist ass doesn't want to live in a hood like me.
Dude, I heard some crazy shit that my brother went through. Like, for example, he would come out, like, he used to live on Meg Street in Rochester, and he would come out of his house, and there's a fucking homeless guy sitting right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I would have seen that motherfucker, I would have been like, get the fuck off my goddamn thing. Man, like, I don't want to put up with that shit. Like, no offense, man, but
I know, yeah.
I don't want to busting your chops. Shit, and no, I know you're busting my chops, but I'm in the country. I got it good here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna take advantage of it, and when the day is right, and I get to that point, me and whoever my future missus is, we're gonna move in together and get our own place. But it's stupid to just go into your own place right now. You know what I mean? Like, you have a cheap apartment, so I mean, it works for you, and it's good for you because you need a place for your kid. But for me, I mean, this is perfect, and it works for my kid too, especially if he ever ends up with me.
Gotcha.
Well, let's get out of this.
Let's go to the nerdy shit. Okay, I think the biggest. There's a whole bunch of shit that we have.
There's a bunch of shit on comingsoon.net right now, but what we want to talk about.
I think the one that is near and dear to my heart, and I'm so excited. And it's still, like to quote Kevin Smith, we're still 2 years away from seeing this. But I have such a nerd boner right now. The new Batman outfit
And Batmobile.
Holy fuck! For all the haters and the doubters and everybody out there that was, first, it looks fucking awesome. I mean, it doesn't. I can't see how someone could look at that picture and say, who could have a problem with how the bat suit looks?
Right.
Of course, as we stated before, and it's like so super obvious. This is going to be largely based on the Dark Knight Returns. Superman versus Batman, and it's for all intents and purposes, it is that Batman Returns, the Dark Knight Returns suit with the big, gigantic, fucking huge bat symbol across the chest, gray and black. And of course, I don't want to take anything away from.
Well,
from
wait a minute. Let me stop you there. We don't know if it's gray and black right now. Right now, because it was a black and white picture. Mm-hmm. Right now, we don't know if it's black and it could be the blue. It could be gray and blue. So
gray and blue, yeah. But I'm thinking that Zack Snyder, who okay, fine, yes, Sucker Punch sucked. What else did he do? I mean, I love Dawn of the Dead. You take movies like 300, Watchmen, those were great movies because he stood close to the source material.
Right.
Say what you want about The Man of Steel, even though I did not like The Man of Steel.
I still have to see that, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, that's we got to do that as a commentary.
Yes, we do.
But that being said, I think with this movie, like I said, it appears to be strongly based on The Dark Knight Returns. Mm-hmm. It just looks fucking badass. And the Batmobile, I mean, of all the things, I think any red-blooded American male, even female or whatever, I mean, the Batmobile is always going to be like top 3 coolest cars ever. Like, in different in every iteration of Batman, it's always been, even in the corny fucking like Joel Schumacher Batman Forever and Batman Returns, even those Batmobiles looked kind of badass. I mean, they were freaky looking, but which I'll get to. That goes into another story later on. But
right,
the Batmobile. I mean, of course, there was that teaser shot from behind the day before, before he released the Batman with Ben Affleck dressed as Batman. There was the back shot, which is, what I'm saying, like. I just
don't come on the screen. Okay, we need you to edit the podcast correctly. Okay.
It looks badass from the front. I mean, we kind of have like this little teeny. I mean, of course, the new picture with the bat suit and the Batmobile. I mean, it's one of those deals where, like, in real life, logistically, it's like these 2 thin little windows are supposed to be what he sees out of. But of course, the Batmobile has a million sensors, so it's not like he's going to be hitting any curbs anytime soon. But the Batmobile looks so fucking awesome. Ben Affleck, I've seen pictures already online. The funniest one I've seen so far is where someone they took a picture of Matt Damon, and it looks like Matt Damon's inside the Batmobile, but kind of like pressed up against the glass, like with their hands up against the glass. Which
I've seen some of them where they take that image of Batman and they put it over Daredevil, kind of.
Oh yeah.
I think I've seen that out there a couple times, which I find is hilarious. If I can give my opinion real quick, the Batmobile is awesome. I like the Batmobile. Good choice. I don't have to kill Zack Snyder for that. The suit, I'm kind of indifferent at the moment. Like I don't necessarily hate it, but I don't necessarily like it. So I need to see more pictures of it. You know what I mean? Like I need to see how he looks. 1, in color, and 2, like what it's going to look like in action before I can sit there and go, okay, I really like this suit, or fuck this suit, he needs to go die. And I don't want people to sit there and think, oh, well, you hate the Batman suit, you should die. No. I'm saying to you right now, I'm indifferent. Mm-hmm. It looks okay to me, but I want to see more pictures of it. I want to see how he looks, how he performs in the Batman suit, and we have like 2 years, folks. I'm sure we're going to see like 50,000 pictures of this. So,
oh yeah.
I'm just waiting to see, like, I'm waiting to see how many more pictures come up, and I'm sure we will see more coming in the coming months, but I'm hoping that we get something. I'm hoping the suit looks good. You know, again, I'm not saying that it's bad, and I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that it's okay for right now, and I need to see more pictures.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't know. I'm excited. You know.
Yeah, I know you have a nerd boner. I'm sorry.
I have a nerd boner. You know, it so far, and of course, maybe I'm adding a little bit more to it because I'm obviously a little biased, but it has not disappointed me. I haven't from the two shots from the Batmobile from behind, and then the new Batsuit with the new Batmobile. It's just like, but yeah, I'm not disappointed. I'm not because you know, I mean, everybody was kind of. I mean, yeah, you hear the casting. You know, of course, you know we've discussed this a million times. You know, the casting, you kind of like what, but I mean, you see these pictures and it's like, oh man, it looks fucking awesome. So, staying within the Batman universe or the Batverse or whatever you want to call it. They're amongst the many other previews that came out since our last episode.
Yes.
Gotham,
yes.
The Fox series, basically coming, you know, like kind of following.
It looks interesting. It does look interesting. I mean, I have to. This one, it's one of those trailers where you go, "Oh God, I hope this isn't Smallville."
Well, that's. I mean, obviously they're going for a Smallville feel where it's, you know, we are never. You know, it's funny. Like it's, you know, as much as I'm a Batman fan, I mean, this show, I mean, it straight up promises that we're never going to see Batman, or if we do see Batman, it's going to be
probably going to be like the last episode,
they did with Smallville when we finally saw Superman. You know, it.
But I will say, in regards to that specifically, like I do like the fact that it looks like, and again, I don't know if this is the way that they're going for it, but it looks like Gordon, like we get to see how Gordon and Bruce Wayne interact.
Yeah, because this is obviously Gordon from at least 20 years earlier. Because I mean, the first episode, or I'm assuming it's going to be the first episode. You know, you see the trailer and you see Bruce Wayne watching his parents get murdered, fucking screaming. You know, like, you know, which is, you know, fucking chilling. You know, so we're saying, and of course, no mustache. I mean, I think.
Well,
Commissioner Gordon, or at this time, I think by the time the show starts, I believe it's going to just be Lieutenant Gordon. You know, then Captain, then Commissioner.
Exactly.
You know, Lieutenant Gordon.
Well, he won't rise in the rankings until, like, obviously Batman's around, because that's what happened. Like he was what he was until Batman came around, and then he was actually promoted because of how well he was doing, and you know, obviously that was because of Batman. But
yeah, Lieutenant Gordon. Now, of course, I'll be honest with you. You know, I'll throw my hands up in the air. I have no idea about the actor that's playing James Gordon.
I'm trying to think. Like,
it's okay. I don't have an issue. And I'm not for or against. You know,
he was in a series like I don't want to say soap opera, but he was in like one of those like One Tree Hill series kind of thing.
Yeah. And understandably, this is kind of, you know, and we'll get to that in a second. Also, this is kind of following in the lines of like Arrow and The Flash, where obviously the lead character is going to be a handsome, you know, of course they already got the nerds. All you have to do is call the show Gotham. The nerds are going to come in, but I understand they want to bring in
the ladies,
and
the ladies.
But let me tell you, in a fucking brilliant, genius casting, Donald Logue as Harvey Bullock. I mean, holy shit. I mean, you know, obviously, I'm not gonna lie. I only became familiar with Bullock because of the animated series. Like, you know, that's like the first time they ever really. From what I understand, he was in the comics for years, but I never really. But you know, Harvey Bullock as a detective is one of those guys where he's a little crooked. You know what I'm saying? Harvey Bullock, Detective Bullock, is a kind of a guy that will, you know, he just may pistol whip a guy that's handcuffed. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's almost like he's like Denzel Washington's character in Training Day, where, you know, he's a little dirty. And of course, you know, then you got James Gordon, who is kind of like the other character in Training Day, where he's like the idealistic, you know, no, we have to do things by the book, or, you know, we have to do things the right way. And now Donald Logue, for anyone who watches Sons of Anarchy, you know, I love the show. It's fucking awesome. The most recent season of Sons of Anarchy, Donald Logue played this really fucked up, twisted what's the word? Like a U.S. Marshal in the show. And if he even brings a third of what he brought to that character in Sons of Anarchy, because of course there is a difference because Sons of Anarchy is a late night show on the FX network,
right?
And Gotham is a Fox, a little more family friendly prime time, network TV show. But he played such a fucking evil, dark scumbag character that it is a fucking brilliant piece of casting. And of course, Donald Logue, has a little bit of roots in comic book movies and stuff like that because he was in Blade. He was the vampire that got his arm cut off. I think Blade cut his arm off and stuff like that. And then he was also in Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider, with what's his face with the
Johnny Cage. Or not Johnny Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
I mean, yeah, in that movie he kind of played. I mean, he didn't have a big role in Ghost Rider, which oddly enough, Ghost Rider and Blade are both Marvel, are Marvel properties. But but he's he was on that show Grounded for Life. If you remember those old like early '90s promos for MTV, where it was like a cab driver from another country with like super duper thick glasses, he was that guy. I think my point being is that I love the idea of Donald Logue as Bullock. I think that, they're going to make it where he is the evil scumbag detective that will pistol whip a guy to get information. And of course, Gordon will be the, kind of idealistic, oh no, we can't do it this way. Fuck you, we're going to do it this way. I think it's going to be, and of course, they're bringing in, Dr. Crane, aka the Scarecrow. They're bringing in, a young thin Penguin, which is kind of interesting, but hey, I mean, what's a millionaire scumbag, guy with an axe to grind. I mean, the Penguin. I believe there's going to be a character named like the Fish or something like that, which is played. I mean, that's a new character that they just made for the show. Where I believe it's going to be played by Willow Smith, Will Smith's daughter.
We'll see.
She's supposed to be like a criminal underworld thing, but mind you, she's like 14 in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like a kid that's running like a criminal syndicate or whatever. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if I read correctly, like the Penguin, like it's going to be one of those deals where eventually the Penguin's going to take over her crime syndicate. But, I think in the beginning of the series, the Penguin, or Oswald Cobblepot, I guess I should say, is kind of like one of her henchmen. And I'm pretty sure somewhere down the line, he's going to stab her in the back.
Literally.
yeah. Stab her in the back with a umbrella. And he's going to take over the syndicate. So, I mean, that's just screaming like, what's the word I'm looking for? We all know that's going to happen.
Right.
But, so, like I said, Gotham looks awesome. Now, I guess if you wanted to get into talking about TV shows that are cock teasing us right now, The Flash.
Well, actually, let's get into that after the break. I just wanted to briefly say though, before we go to the break, Beware the Batman. We've been talking about the fact that it's actually going to be on Toonami. The first episode was on Toonami last Saturday. Mm-hmm. I wanted to update everybody because Toonami was actually able to play one of the 75th anniversary shorts that they had. It was the
Please tell me there's a Batman Beyond one.
No. It was the first one. The one with the plane.
Oh, okay.
It was like old fashioned.
Batman, yeah.
So it's up on YouTube, so you can see it right now if you wanted to see it. But that one played during Toonami. It played a couple times, I guess. So thank you, DC, for doing that. And also, Beware the Batman. I just wanted to tell you guys where it did in the ratings. It got 694,000 viewers, which at 3 o'clock in the morning is very good.
Hells yeah.
So, if you guys are out there waiting or want to watch Beware the Batman, it's on at 3 a.m. on Toonami, which is Adult Swim. So it's Saturday night, Sunday morning. Watch it. If you like it, get the ratings up and see what, it could maybe get an effect to where people are like, hey, maybe we need to do another Batman series. Put it on Toonami. So I just wanted to briefly mention that before we go to break. So
okay. So we'll be back with more dick and fart jokes.
This episode of Two Strangers, One Podcast is brought to you by Comics Etc., 1115 East Main and North Goodman at the Hungerford Building, door number 8. Find out more information at comicsetc.biz or like them on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsetc1.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now, for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back.
Yes.
Okay.
And sorry for cutting you off, but let's get into The Flash. Yes.
Get into The Flash, yes. Which I actually, and it's funny because it's one of those deals where, like, even though it's shared a million times on my Facebook feed, I don't want to watch it because I kind of don't want to be spoiled. Like, I know I'm going to like it. But in preparation for the episode, I watched the trailer, the 5-minute trailer, for Christ's sake, and holy shit, it looks, once again, I guess, there is money to be made in these CW. Even though we mentioned Gotham, but Gotham is basically following Smallville and Arrow, and now the Flash, where they're putting these shows on these, for more of a teenage demographic. More, leaning towards a female demographic, because like I said, the fanboys are going to come in fucking droves.
Exactly.
I've yet to see an episode of Arrow, but I hear nothing but good things. The Flash and without really spoiling it or whatever, you see Arrow in the trailer.
Yep.
So this is it's in the same universe, which I love. I mean, DC is finally like, they're finally waking up and smelling the coffee and like saying, oh, okay, this is how they saw how Marvel did it. And of course, Marvel's working on its Netflix series, like Daredevil and Luke Cage and all those other things. But in the trailer, and I'm not really spoiling it. I mean, it's this trailer. It's been out for a couple of days, but you see Barry Allen's mother get killed, and you see a yellow flash, a yellow blur through the room, which of course people feel is going to be the character, the Reverse Flash, which is one of Flash's main characters, which is basically Flash but in a yellow outfit instead of a red outfit. Of course, I don't know what direction they're going to go with, but you can always, when you have a character like the Flash or Reverse Flash that runs so fast, it can technically be time travel because he's going so fast he went into the past. So there's that, and then also and once again I kind of got it also from the Washington Post website. Then later on, another classic Flash villain, what's his face, the Weather Lord or some shit. It's sad, I should know that.
I won't hold it against you.
Yeah, I should. I mean, look at are they gonna make the Flash cool? Yeah, but I mean, come on, the Flash was always one of the Weather Wizard. Excuse me, the Weathered Wizard, because you see there's a partner trailer where you see all these like clouds kicking up and stuff like that. So you're gonna have Weather Wizard. You have, I mean, I'm just assuming Weather Wizard. I'm assuming Reverse Flash. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think from the trailer, because they put out a teaser, and then all of a sudden they decided, oh no, we're just gonna put out we're gonna just do the 5-minute teaser the next day, and I'm just like, so what was the point of the first teaser? I mean, I understand that Arrow shot an arrow, and then he caught it, and he's like, then all of a sudden at the end of the teaser, Arrow like puts like 3 or 4 arrows up, and he's like, oh, now this is the challenge. That says the Flash, and I'm like, okay, I that was awesome, but why would you do a teaser and then do a 5-minute teaser? It doesn't make any sense. Just do the 5-minute teaser, because I know everybody's gonna be psyched for this. Because
I think the original teaser probably just got so much fucking like buzz.
I'm trying to think when the last time we had a Flash series was, because it was either the late 80s or early 90s.
There was the one in the early 90s, which for once I could always find a way to bring it back to Batman. Which had Mark Hamill on it, and Mark Hamill played one of the main villains on that show, which was a villain that they made exclusively for the show. It was not.
I didn't know that. Like, maybe I need to go back and watch those. But
and so it was because of that series that Mark Hamill kind of got pulled back into doing work in general. Because I mean, for a lot of years he was living lovely on the Star Wars cash. I mean, let's be real here. And then he
probably still is, to be honest with you.
And he played a clown-like villain, which, if you watch those old episodes of The Flash, were kind of like, if you listen to the voice, it's very similar to the voice that we all know and love today as the Joker from the Batman animated series. Like that kind of like, if it wasn't for that Flash, we might not have had Mark Hamill playing the Joker for the past 20-something years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows? Mark Hamill could have still been sitting at his sitting at his house, going to Comic-Cons, doing autograph appearances, and we would have had some other fucking character play the Joker, which I remember if I'm not mistaken, when they were talking about Batman the animated series, they wanted like a real serious actor to play the Joker. Like they wanted the Joker to be kind of like very like cool and not cool, like deep and quiet, but fucking sadistic. But so we can thank that Flash series, which I'll be honest with you, I remember, but I never really watched. I probably saw like 2 or 3 episodes when it was out. But the people who are old enough like myself to remember that series, it wasn't bad for the time. And now, I mean, if the trailer is anything like proposed, like what it's going to look like,
right?
It looks fucking awesome. I just want to see also like another character, and I'll be honest with you, I'm only really familiar with this character because of the Super Friends, the Justice League cartoon or whatever.
Right.
Captain Cold, the guy that kind of had like those funky like rectangular glasses. Because he's another villain from the Flash universe, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring in Captain Cold, because that's like one of the main, and what's his face? Is it Captain Boomerang? Everyone's a captain.
Probably.
Boomerang, and so hopefully, and they're gonna, and of course, it's a TV series. They have to stretch it out. They're not gonna bring out all the villains out at once, but if I hear good things about Arrow, I can't see how the Flash is gonna do any worse. And once again, expanding the universe, giving us, tickling our penises until
it comes all back to the penis, all back to the penis.
Giving us something, to keep us interested until obviously, Superman versus Batman comes out and the Justice League movie comes out.
Right.
Even though very likely, I'm pretty sure the characters that play Arrow in the TV show and the character that's going to be playing Flash, I'm 99% we're not going to see them in the movie. But how awesome would it be if we did?
Exactly.
But, one nerd can dream, can he? Yeah.
So did you see the new Transformers trailer?
I did see the new Transformers trailer. And, finally, Michael Bay, of course, like, in the first Transformers, the first movie, we have that little jab at the old school VW bug, Bumblebee, where, the new, our new Bumblebee, opens his car and smashes the freaking, the old VW bug, a yellow VW bug, mind you, up against, the wall or something. Like, he like smashes it and all this shit. And now in this trailer, they have, because Optimus Prime, I mean, the Transformers can technically, disguise themselves into any kind of...
Continue from where you left off.
Okay. So as I was saying, the Transformers can technically transform their bodies into any form. And of course, all the fans, fans like myself, fans of the Generation 1, early 80s cartoon, we were kind of disappointed when they took Optimus Prime and made him look like a newer truck when they wanted him to look like the older truck. So now, it took us 4 fucking movies to have us see Optimus Prime kind of disguised as that old school 80s box truck look, which of course, what I get from the trailer, it's supposed to be that like he's in hiding.
Yep.
So as being someone in hiding, he makes himself look like a old beat up piece of junk, which I guess, we don't see him transform from that box truck to Optimus Prime, but I think they're kind of alluding that it is Optimus Prime transformed as that truck, which, it's a bit of fan service. I kind of,
right.
it does get me a little excited.
Little nerd boner.
Yeah,
little nerd boner there, buddy.
I mean, of course, it's hard to.
Yes, it is hard.
After being disappointed by the first 3 movies, I mean, it's kind of hard to look. It's kind of hard to watch a trailer and go, "Oh, this is going to be good." Now, does it look good? I mean, visually, it looks fantastic. Visually, I mean,
right.
All the movies have looked fantastic visually. I'm just like, okay, now we have Grimlock, which we've yet to see actually talk, which I'm kind of like. I would love to hear Grimlock, say me Grimlock kick butt, or me Grimlock king, or something like that. He has to say that at least once in a movie. We got Optimus Prime riding on his back, which is a little weird, but I would like to see like Grimlock kind of like buck Optimus Prime off, like fuck
transform and like fucking kill everybody.
Yeah, like fuck you. I'm not your fucking horse, motherfucker. Get the fuck off my back.
Yeah.
Literally get off my back. And but I mean, does it look like I said? I'm pretty what's to say? It looks gorgeous. Does it have like incredible action? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna have incredible action, but I don't. We have to be cautious because we don't know exactly what the storyline's going to be. It could suck. It could be incredible. We don't know.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess some version of the Transformers, I don't know if these are more Decepticons or whatever, they come to Earth, and, I guess they're looking to transform Earth into, like, the new Cybertron. Like, from what I get from the trailer, they're kind of, it looks like they're trying to, like, you see them, like, sucking up people into their ship, and I guess just to fucking kill them. And then, and Optimus Prime goes, "Oh, we need new soldiers." So kind of like from the 80s cartoon where the Dinobots were Transformers that were created by other Transformers. They were like copies of a copy. So that's why they're a little defective, because, they weren't made they never really describe how Transformers are born. Right. But
well, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure like we'll find out everything as it comes to be, because we got a bunch of movies coming up before that. So hopefully, this one will be good. I hope. I hope this one will definitely be good, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna see it. What I'm saying? Like, there's no way around it. I'm gonna fucking see this movie. But I just like I'm like that dog that got hit one too many times. Like I'm gonna walk into the theater like my head slumped down, below my shoulders. Like, please don't hurt me anymore. Please be nice to me for like 5 minutes. I'm hopeful, but I'm not gonna be too hopeful, because I'm beaten. I'm a beaten fucking man. Okay, I finally, and it's funny, like it's funny how like I get so excited about these movies, but I finally got a chance to see Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which for some reason, I guess I was watching like a version that was from another country, because in other countries it's called Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Rise of Electro. So, but here in the United States, it's just called The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Right. Okay, first, let me say, Jamie Foxx's Electro, awesome. Dane DeHaan, who was in that, there was a Metallica movie that came out last year, and he's the main character in that movie. He also played they don't call him Hobgoblin or Green Goblin. He is, for all intents and purposes, the Green Goblin. Excuse me. Well,
he looks like he's the Green Goblin.
He's the Hobgoblin. In the comics, he's the Hobgoblin, but in this, they make him the Green Goblin, even though they never call him the Green Goblin, which I don't think they ever called him the Green Goblin in the first movie, or did they? I don't know.
Yeah, the first one, in the first movie where he was, not this trilogy, but the previous trilogy, it was definitely the Goblin.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked Dane DeHaan. I think he's a great actor. Now, because we were all kind of worried. I'm like, how could you have Green Goblin, Rhino, and Electro all in one movie? And without spoiling it, and it's not really, this isn't really a spoiler. Green Goblin and Rhino have very small parts in this movie.
Right.
Actually, and this is not really spoiling it either. It kind of teases that Rhino's probably going to be in the next movie.
Right.
They kind of, it kind of gave us like a.
Well, you have to expect kind of that he's going to be in the next movie.
Yeah, with the Sinister Six, and also once again with the Green Goblin, as they go more towards Sinister Six movie. Green. They've set the seeds for Green Goblin and Rhino. I thought, was the Jamie Foxx character, Max, before he became Electro, was he a bit of a, there's people that are nerdy and people who feel like they're not part of society and they're a little off. But of course they made his character look like really ridiculous with a stupid comb over and a gap between his teeth and like super duper nerdy. They should have just went for a guy that was just like a little isolated, they made it a little too cartoony, the character that he was before he turned into Electro. The action was incredible. When he became Electro, I'm all for the way he looked. I'm all for the way he fought. Okay, so let me just say that all the villains in the movie were okay. You know what I'm saying? They were good. Here's my one argument. Enough with the fucking girlfriend shit. That's people, what was her name? Kristen, what was that?
No, that was,
I'm saying Kirsten Dunst from the first trilogy.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
Her and her
Kirsten Dunst, yeah.
Her and her big fucking lollipop head, and now with and I got nothing against Emma Stone, like as an actress. Kirsten Dunst just has a big fucking lollipop head, but the movie is called Spider-Man. It's not called Gwen Stacy. It's not called, Mary Jane. We don't see Mary Jane, but they kind of they jam these fucking love stories. They try so hard to I understand that, yes, Peter Parker has to have some sort of love interest or whatever, but here we are, we're 5 movies deep into the, all these new Spider-Man movies, and they've yet to make it compelling or interesting. The girls are always annoying and in the way, and of course, there is that aspect of Peter Parker's life where what does he balance between his love life and saving the city, and it's just they've continued, the bullshit of, the girlfriend is totally an obstacle, what I'm saying? Even when she's trying to be helpful, she's still a fucking obstacle. Right. And I'm sick and tired of fucking, I don't know. That's enough with the Gwen Stacy. Enough. Right. Just I want to see Spider-Man fight bad guys. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I don't know. And don't get me wrong. I understand they wanted to give, Emma Stone is, an A-list actor or actress, excuse me. She deserves to be, she deserves to have a large role in the movie. But just because she's an actress doesn't mean you should make a good action movie come to a complete halt over dumb fucking, forced romance. It's just, and it's like I said, the acting and it has nothing to do with Emma Stone. And actually, this movie was so good that I'm starting to like whatever his name is, Andrew Garfield. I'm actually starting to like him now. Even though he still has that stupid Twilight hair. But, stop, and who wrote this movie? Robert Orci, the guy who's going to be directing Star Trek 3 and who also co-wrote the first 2 Transformers movies and has his head firmly planted up J.J. Abrams' ass and his ass,
No, please say some more stupid stuff.
So is Robert Orci. This is the same guy who wrote Optimus Prime saying "my bad," and the same guy who wrote Jazz saying "what's cracking, bitches." You know what I'm saying? This guy, Robert. And mind you,
no, please tell me how much you love him, please.
And I'm quoting Jody Schaefer, our good buddy Jody Schaefer, co-creator of Megas XLR, where even on Jody's Facebook, he says, "How does this motherfucker keep getting work?" And mind you, I'm quoting when I say that. How does this motherfucker keep getting work? And Jody summed it up.
J.J. Abrams, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think Robert Orci has pictures of J.J. Abrams and Michael Bay fucking each other or something. He has to be blackmailing both of them because there's no way this guy's getting over on his talent. Because once again, he wrote The Amazing Spider-Man, and okay, visually it was a fantastic movie, and it was a lot of good action in it, but they keep wedging these fucking love stories in there that don't fucking belong, and it's just irritating as fuck. So I'm sorry, I had to take a sip of coffee there.
Hey, it's fine, man. Hey, we'll see how Spider-Man goes from here on because hopefully it'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
But we're coming into our time here.
Yeah, we're coming up on a time. I just real quick, just little things I just wanted to just throw out there. H.R. Giger, the guy who created the design for Alien from the Aliens movies, passed away. Incredible artist. He was actually tapped to do the design of the Batmobile in one of the Joel Schumacher versions of Batman. Ultimately it wasn't used, but it would have looked fucking sick. And he also has, like, if you're not familiar with his art at all, H.R. Giger, Giger, just fucking Google it. You'll see some sick, twisted fucking shit. The guy was a brilliant guy, but he was a fucking nut. There's this new show on the WGN network, which is like free on anybody's TV, called Salem, about like witches and stuff like that. I've caught a couple episodes. It's pretty decent. On our last episode, we mentioned Star Wars. The Lucasfilm was going to be making an announcement on May the 4th. I guess it was basically just the trailer for Star Wars Rebels, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm going to. Once again, I don't want to spoil it because I'm going to like it anyway. And also, just a real quick, a friend of mine gave me a link to this thing where kind of teasing Age of Ultron, the new Avengers Part 2, Age of Ultron, where there's a theory that Ultron is somewhat going to have origins. Now, this is just a fan theory. And you remember that robot that Tony Stark always kind of like makes fun of? The robotic arm? Like that he makes wear like a dunce cap?
Oh, yeah.
There's a fan theory that maybe that arm has something to do with Ultron ultimately. So I mean, it's just a theory, but it sounds interesting. Since Tony Stark keeps abusing that poor robot arm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think it's just beat up by him, but no.
Yeah. So that's that's pretty much it. Let me see. And unfortunately, I found out Monkey Nuts, a girl I poured my heart out to. It turns out she's already in a relationship. So, I asked her out on a date here on the podcast. I put myself out there. I didn't know she was in a relationship, and neither did Paul, because I was like, "You asked, why didn't you tell me?" But,
yeah, I didn't know until after you had done that, and then I was just like, "Oh, well, he'll find out soon."
but we are because we're recording this during the day. She can only record at night, so I would like to have her on the show, though. Even though she broke my heart without intentionally breaking my heart. With no intention of breaking my heart, she broke my heart. But we will have her on the show because it would be interesting to have a female point of view. And so
we've done that before, folks.
And so, eventually you'll hear an episode with the love of my life who broke my heart.
Okay. All right, buddy. Let's just get out of here.
To anybody else that I didn't know I thought she was single. So okay, please visit 2s1p.com where you can find everything show related. You can find links to our iTunes page. Or if you don't want to go to 2s1p.com, you can just go to iTunes. Just go into the iTunes store, click the upper right tab for podcasts, search for Two Strangers One Podcast. You'll see our beautiful red, white, and blue logo. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Two Strangers One Podcast. You can like us there, even if you don't have any money or you can't support the show in any way, shape, or form. It takes 2 seconds to share this particular episode or the whole page in and of itself with your friends. Say, hey, this is a funny show. I like listening to them. They're funny. And Chris has a huge cock. I don't know.
Let's not get ahead of yourself.
Yeah. If you are on Twitter, you can find us at Stranger Podcast, the little @ symbol, Stranger Podcast. You could tweet at us, you can contact us, and also another way to contact us directly is Two Strangers One Podcast, all spelled out, at gmail.com. That's Two Strangers One Podcast at gmail.com, where you can get in contact with us directly. Even though I'm more of a Facebook kind of guy, that's about it. We have an episode coming up soon where Paul and I will be doing DVD commentary on The Son of Batman, and I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now because I'm putting it out there because I want us to do that goddamn episode. I have tons of notes. I thought that's what we were going to be doing today, but it's going to be a funny episode. And maybe we'll have Monkey Nuts on that episode because
oh god, will you get off of Monkey Nuts?
Because I want to make sure that we're talking through the whole episode. I don't want us to end up just sitting there watching the fucking show, watching the movie.
Well, we will, dude. We will. And don't worry.
And that's about it. I can't think of anything else. I acquiesce the floor to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Well, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Pascrillo. My last name is spelled Pescrillo. You can also find me on Tumblr. It's paulpascrillo.tumblr.com. I do sometimes put stuff there, and also you can find me. You can also ask me questions if you go to ask.fm/Paul Pascrillo. I will answer questions there. I can answer them randomly, or if I sit there and put up, hey, ask me questions then, because, well, that's when I'm bored. Briefly, again, I want to thank all of you for supporting me. I've had a really tough time this last month or two, and I'm trying to get back to who I am, and again, right now my situation is kind of personal, and when I know, I'll update you guys, but, hopefully everything turns out good for me, because, like I said, the one podcast, me and her kind of took a break. I just, I really want to, I hope that, she does come back, and I know a lot of you out there like her and are pulling for her, and I hope she does come back too. So your prayers and everything would be great. And then one last thing I need to say is, MomoCon is next weekend. I will be there with Jose, Jim, and Dragon Peas from ToonamiFaithful.com. If you guys are going to MomoCon, we will see you there. No word yet on us doing like a meetup to meet all of us because, well, we're going to be extremely busy at the con. So, but I will be in early on Friday, so maybe we might do something. We're going to try to get some geeky interviews as well, but I cannot guarantee anything because, it depends on how the time is because, the Toonami panel's on Saturday night. So hopefully we can get some stuff in for you geeky-wise, and I'll promote those kinds of things here. But one last thing, we have this Indiegogo going right now. If you go to Toonami News on Twitter, and you see pinned at the top is the link to the Indiegogo that we have going on. We're trying to make money to get a better camera so that we can bring you more content for MomoCon. Just go to at Toonami News on Twitter. It's right there. And again, we have about 6 days left from this podcast, so please donate because we need that money to get another camera and do some more stuff for you guys. So that's it. That's it for me.
Okay, so we certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening. Had as much fun as we. Let me start this all over again. We certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening. Had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
Don't be a stranger.
Peace. We out, bitches.
Bye.
Love you all.
You should be fapping.